Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Weekend Gems, the series where we go over games that can be beat within a short time, making them perfect for a weekend playthrough. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the 1995 SNES title based on the popular Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TV show. I, like many other kids at the time, would be sucked into the phenomenon that premiered on August 28, 1993 on the Fox Kids network. I remember this day pretty well, as for some reason me and my brothers were watching the premiere with a bunch of other children in what I think was a nursing home waiting room. Released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and developed by Natsume with Bandai as the publisher, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Fighting Edition was a 2D competitive fighting game, but unlike other games before it, this title would feature the player taking the roles of giant mechs known as Zords, along with some main series villains in their giant forms. Now, let's not get this confused with the Sega Genesis 1994 title that also was a fighting game, but mostly had you playing as the Rangers themselves. Yes, there is the likes of the Megazord and Dragonzord, but this game, I really wouldn't go as far as to call it a gem, but I wanted to give it an honorable mention, so let's go ahead and move on. Now, if the gameplay of this game seems familiar to some, that would be due to sharing the same engine as Gundam Wing Endless Duel, released exclusively in Japan in 1996. Spoilers though, I plan on covering this game in a future Gems episode, so I don't want to talk about it at the moment. There is a total of 9 characters in Fighting Edition, mostly being from the second and third seasons, with Ivan Ooze, the main villain from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, as the final boss. All other characters being immediately selectable in fighting mode and trial mode, with the exception of Ivan Ooze, who is only playable in fighting mode using a cheat code given for completing the game's story mode on hard, with Thunderzord and Megazord being the only characters you can select in the story mode. The other remaining characters are as follows. Silverhorns, created by Lord Zed from a Tick. He was the main antagonist of the second part of the episode The Power Transfer, being the 28th episode of the second season. Lipsyncer, created by Zed as well from a lipstick tube, appearing in episode titled 2 for 1, the 19th episode of season 2. Goldar, having previously served Zed with the unquestioning loyalty prior to being assigned to Rita's team. He would be the main villain for episodes Return of an Old Friend, A Pressing Engagement, as well as the 5-part episode Green with Evil. This is the episodes where the Green Ranger is evil. And once more in an episode titled Calamity Kimberly. My personal favorite character to play as though is Lord Zed. He teleports all over the place and has a powerful suction cup-like energy that he releases from his hand, pulling you in, doing major damage. This, along with his long-range staff attacks and lightning bolts, make him a bitch to fight, but he is by far the funnest character to play as. The Zords are as follows: Thunder Megazord, Ninja Megazord, Shogun Megazord, Mega Tigerzord. All of them have their ups and downs. Ninja Megazord is more of a close combat character using punches and kicks, with Mega Tigerzord having a more of what we at Weekend Moblin, for all intents and purposes, will refer to as a spirit bomb for a special attack. Other than that, its long arm charged fist attacks make for some massive damage dealers. Shogun Megazord hits hard, but doesn't offer much when it comes to flashy moves, so is a little boring to play as if you ask me. This, and it makes for a big target. Thunder Megazord, on the other hand, is all around balanced and is my main go-to when it comes to the Zords. Basic punches and kicks, with a nice uppercut and a sword for long range and low sweeps. Oh, you best believe the spinal tactics of Killer Instinct is well at play with this one. Add in a nice laser beam from its chest and you've got a good character all around. Fighting Edition is your basic 2D fighter using standard and special attacks to beat your opponent in a 2 out of 3 match format. You have 4 basic attack buttons, 2 punch buttons, and 2 weapon buttons, along with special unique moves for each character. You can slam the other player into the ground, but if 2 characters lock into this at the same time, they will wrestle each other for dominance. Underneath your health is a power meter that autofills during the fight. Performing a special move at the time the gauge is filled, your power level will go up by 1. This will let you perform stronger attacks. If done a third time, the gauge will show a thunderbolt symbol. This allows the player to perform a super move. There's a total of 3 modes within Fighting Edition. The story mode, where you'll be greeted with little animated cutscenes when you finish off villains, with matches taking place on a set path. I went with Thunder Megazord for this obviously, as I've already stated, it's my favorite of the Zords to play as. Honestly, there just isn't much to say about it. It was pretty easy, with little effort I beat it, and that was on the hardest difficulty. There was a few moments I had to repeat some fights, but with unlimited continues, there's little reason to get frustrated with the game when you lose. Lord Zed, even on hard, is little to be concerned with, but it's still fun to whoop his ass. Ivan Ooze had to be one of the easiest boss fights I've ever had on a 2D fighter, as you just block then attack. Rinse, repeat. I'm not joking, he's that big of a bitch, and not in the annoying sense. The only difference in beating the game with Mega Tigerzord is a small cutscene in the opening and the credits. The next mode is Fighting Mode, your basic 2-player fighting mode, where you can also fight with comms and have them fight each other as well. This is where I got to try out some characters and just have fun. I must say that Ivan Ooze is busted and in all the funnest ways. You can literally just float around and shoot lightning, spamming the same attack over and over with nothing the other player can do, unless they're the same character anyway. Regardless of this fact though, I saw myself using Lord Zed the most, and just enjoying his moveset, with crushing all the giant ticks and robots in my path. Finally, Lord Zed can put that damn Ivan in his place. Long live Lord Zed, motherfucker. My favorite mode, however, would have to be the trial mode, where you'll be faced with a gauntlet of characters in single life rounds, seeing how far you can go. You'll be healed a little each time you win a round. I didn't make it very far in this, but I plan to keep on trying this out after this video, so I'm sure to get better. Now I could go on about the other characters more, but I just didn't find myself playing as them as much, and it just wasn't as much fun for me as Zed and Thunder. But that doesn't mean they won't fit your playstyles and wouldn't make for a fun match. If there's any hackers out there listening, and you ever make this game online, please leave me a comment. I'd love to have a fight online with this game with some of you guys. And if you like this video, be sure to hit subscribe to keep up with all things Weekend Moblin, and go ahead and hit that like button while you're at it, as it goes a long way to help the channel. Thank you all for your time again. This has been Weekend Moblin saying, stay tuned. Till next time, Rangers.
Ha 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 ha!